Russell Brand. Russell Brand is a unique bird. I remember I was traveling with Candace Owens to the United Kingdom. Boy, that would have been November of 2018. Yeah, that was 5 years ago. And Candace was going on Russell Brand's show. Russell was an outspoken liberal 5 years ago. I remember because Candace and I were flying over and we were watching one of Russell Brand's comedy specials that was offered as a movie on the flight. And he was talking in a very liberal way, you know, against Trump and against the kind of rich and Occupy Wall Street type stuff. And it was a very kind of like, you know, engaging in some sort of, I don't know, conspiracy theories. I hate that term, but it was a lot of stuff that was a little out there, and turns out that Russell was right about a lot of it. But he definitely was not a conservative. Understand, Russell Brand was A-list for Hollywood. Cameos in movies such as Death on the Nile, where he didn't even play a major role. It's just having Russell Brand in it was a big deal. I think Russell Brand was also an actor in, was it 50 First Dates? It was one of those movies. Not 50 First Dates. That was Adam Sandler or something like that. Netflix specials. Where it was all Russell Brand. The guy's hilarious. He's an objectively very talented comedian. So get him to Greek. Is that right? Is that the name of the film? Anyway. So Forgetting Sarah Marshall. Thank you. Okay. That's similar to 50 First Dates. It's similar. Anyway. He is A-list, Russell Brand. And he always had a very lively way about him. Russell Brand was never boring, almost always entertaining. But COVID and the lockdowns changed a lot. Look at how many people that we would consider to be on the A-team post-COVID that before COVID, they never would have come on our podcast and we would have agreed on nothing. Naomi Wolf, Dr. Pierre Corey, Brett Weinstein, Robert F. Kennedy Jr., even Joe Rogan. The lockdowns and the lies from the FDA and the CDC and school closures and mask mandates, it changed our politics and it changed our cultural dynamics. And Russell Brand is on that list. Russell Brand saw the lockdowns. He said, what are we doing? Now, Russell had a unique twist on it, which I agree with mostly. But Russell, he is a little bit too Eastern of a perspective, but that's fine. He said, you know, we're suppressing the spiritual frequencies of the world by locking people down. I could buy into that. Sure. I know what he's getting at. He says that this is a bad way for human beings to be able to have community and communicate. Russell Brand speaking out against the vaccine. Russell Brand not praising Zelensky. Russell Brand recently had Tucker Carlson on his program. So as we have seen with every major person that dares speak out, Tucker Carlson, James O'Keefe, Steve Bannon, Elon Musk, who is now being criminally investigated by the Department of Justice for a tax issue, if you dare speak against the party, if you dare step out of line, they'll ruin your life. They'll destroy you. They want you in prison. They want you humiliated. Soviet show trial. The Elon Musk thing is so unbelievable what's happening. Department of Justice, Southern District, New York, with an active criminal investigation against Elon Musk because Tesla was going to pay for his home. It's so weak, but that's what they do. Accuse, target, harass. So now all roads lead to Russell Brand. If Russell Brand would be like Howard Stern, who is a very sad version of the former self. Howard Stern used to be interesting and pro-free speech and loved different provocative ideas. Now Howard Stern came out yesterday or the day before. He says, I'm woke and I'm super proud of it. Shaming people for not getting the vaccine. Yeah, Mr. Live and Let Live, Howard Stern. Howard Stern, who's all about having as much sex as you possibly can, but make sure you get your 6th booster. Howard Stern has been fully consumed by his own darkness. And let's be honest, Howard Stern is super afraid of dying because he doesn't believe in God. Howard Stern is he's so afraid of death that his whole life is designed around it. Okay. So Russell Brand is now being hit by a coordinated and aggressive cancellation push. If you go to any tabloid stand in the United Kingdom where he's from, every single paper is covering the same story. Quote, Russell Brand is a sex predator. Russell Brand groomed a teenager. So here's some important facts. The allegations span from the period of 2006 to 2013. Put another way, the most recent allegations against Brand are from 10 years ago. They're easy allegations to make because Brand has been a public about how promiscuous he was as a young man. Even said he suffered from a sex addiction. He also insisted his behavior was always consensual. Now, we don't need to explore the lurid details. I don't care. I don't go to Russell Brand for my moral standards. I think he's a funny, interesting, pro-free speech, pro-liberty, anti-establishment guy. He's a comedian. But we're not laughing anymore. The regime is not laughing. He went from the heir apparent to the regime-appointed spokesperson to crush him. You go in 2022, one of the most well-funded movies, Death on the Nile, with all the A-listers, right? All the A-listers, a series of movies. They have this new one in Venice. It was a kind of a spin from Murder on the Orient Express, right? Every single one of the A-listers goes into this movie, right? I think Armie Hammer was in one of them. Anyway, not anymore. So, but they just kind of put Russell Brand in. Russell Brand is not getting invited to any more of the A-list type cameo appearances anymore. Why? A direct quote from the Times of London, quote, all of the accusers said they felt ready to speak out only after being approached by reporters. This is a coordinated hit job on Russell Brand. Several said they felt compelled to do so given Brand's newfound prominence as an online wellness influencer with millions of followers on YouTube and other sites. Wait a second. It's like Russell Brand wasn't famous before that? No. They're going after him because Russell Brand is saying you shouldn't have to take the vaccine. Russell Brand is talking about wellness, not eating crappy food, increasing testosterone rates, increasing your vitamin D levels. And Russell Brand did what you are not supposed to do. He hosted Tucker Carlson as a guest on his program. Can't do that. They will destroy your life. So based on anonymous allegations from 10 years ago by women induced to make these allegations by a hostile media who openly admit they have political motivations for what they say, Russell Brand's 6 million follower YouTube channel has now been arbitrarily demonetized. There are gangbangers of Crips and Bloods. There are cartel members with YouTube channels. There are rappers that are literally under indictment for RICO that have not had their YouTube demonetized. But Russell Brand gets accused from something a decade long ago, and YouTube demonetizes him. So we have a concept called statute of limitations for a reason. Lately, it's been really popular to get rid of these limitations for entirely emotional reasons, but they exist for this reason in particular. You do not want to have the lynch mob be able to gin up resentment. By the way, are these women getting paid? I don't know. Is this all underwritten by the pharmaceutical companies? It very well could be. Russell Brand is insanely effective right now at pushing back against the pharmaceutical industrial complex. Is Pfizer, AstraZeneca, Moderna, or Johnson & Johnson coming together and funding this kind of black propaganda against Russell Brand? If I was Pfizer, I would do that. Why not? Take Russell Brand off the chessboard. Russell Brand is getting people to think freely that you do not have to keep on injecting yourself with gene-altering shots, that you don't have to keep on eating potato chips, that maybe you can eat better food, whole foods, that you can exercise, not smoke, not do drugs. By the way, you go to Russell Brand's website, which I did actually before all these accusations came out. One of Russell Brand's main things he's focusing on is incredibly admirable. You know what it is? Helping people break free of addiction. I can't think of a more noble cause that outside of Christianity to help people break free of addiction. I'm Russell Brand's biggest fan in that. Are you kidding me? By the way, now he's sober, he's married, and he has one kid and one more on the way. What a beautiful redemption story. And by the way, he still might struggle with stuff. We all do. No. Russell Brand, now that he has his act together, his life together, he has things oriented properly, they're going after him because he's a threat to the regime. You're paying attention yet? Same thing happening to Elon Musk. Breaking last night, Wall Street Journal exclusive, criminal investigation at Elon Musk. Elon Musk goes from a darling of the media, Tony Stark. What changed? Elon Musk bought Twitter. The FBI no longer gets back-end access to Twitter. Elon Musk has humiliated Yoel Roth. He humiliated Twitter executives. He has liberated Western speech. So you have to take out Elon Musk. This is all orchestrated, one by one by one. And who was patient zero of the modern cancellation crusade? Wasn't Donald Trump. No, no, no. Patient zero was Alex Jones. It's not popular to say that, but it's true. Alex Jones is a very entertaining person. People have mixed opinions about him. It doesn't matter. They saw Alex Jones and they said, we are going to test all of our different cancellation systems against him. You're trying to tell me, by coincidence, Andrew Tate, Russell Brand, and Elon Musk all just happened to find themselves embroiled in either criminal investigations or accusations of sex crimes. There is no easier way to discredit somebody than accusing them of a sex crime. It's the easiest way. Meanwhile, you have James O'Keefe displaced at Project Veritas, Tucker Carlson taken off the air on Fox News, Steve Bannon facing federal prison, Douglas Mackey facing federal prison. We have systematically torn down due process for accusations of personal misconduct. They will come after all of us. Anyone that represents a hero, anyone that has courage, anyone that is effective, they will smear you, they will slander you, they will sue you, they will investigate you, they will lie about you. And no one is off limits. If they can go after a former president, Donald Trump, the world's wealthiest man, Elon Musk, and one of the most popular comedians on the planet, Russell Brand, nothing is off limits. But it does show something else, that they cannot win by normal moral means. They have to get to the dark ways of operating. They can't win with debate. They can't win with discussion. The same way with the freaks at NAU. They must go after. These are acts of desperation. And it shows that a new alignment is occurring. They tried this with Rogan, by the way. Remember they tried to get Rogan off the air because he said the N-word 10 years ago when he was quoting rap songs? No one is safe from the regime. Russell Brand included. If I would have saw myself saying that 5 years ago, I would have laughed. It's remarkable. The left cannot win by normal means. They can't. The left cannot win with debate, dialogue. This is why Alan Dershowitz has been kicked off the island. This is why Alan Dershowitz or Peter Boghossian or any one of these classical liberals, Naomi Wolf, they're not invited to the party anymore. Because they still have an attachment to an American value system that we solve our problems with respectful debate, speech, disagreement. A new regime has taken over America. And the regime is that it's all about power dynamics. As the legendary James Lindsay would say, the playbook of the postmodernists, the playbook of the deconstructionists is call everything racist, call everything transphobic, call everything unjust until you control it. Saul Alinsky's rules for radicals: find a target, pick a target, isolate it, polarize it, and keep the pressure on. Elon Musk and Russell Brand. As soon as Elon and Russell started thinking for themselves, as soon as Elon and Russell committed the high crime of noticing, they were scheduled for elimination. Here you have Elon Musk, and I know there's mixed opinions, but here is a fact. I'm a big Elon Musk fan. He has created tons of value. He is an entrepreneur who works his tail off, and he is legitimately a genius. And he has liberated Twitter rather effectively. Whether that will remain, I don't know. Russell Brand, a little too Buddhist for my liking. I find him to be hilarious. Those two were selected as heir apparents as soon as they spoke out